You know me, I'm Amelia. I just want to say before we start with the actual video that I do support Black Lives Matter movement. I do like Black Lives Matter. Sorry, I'm not very eloquent speeches or whatever. I'll do my best. I think that we as people, as white people, need to educate ourselves. We need to learn more about Black Lives Matter movement, how we can help. So I will leave a link down below to a bunch of petitions as well as books that I think people should read, books that I've heard are great, books that I do need to read myself. We each need to work together and educate ourselves so we can be better people than we have been in the past. With all that said, let's get started with the video. Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Amelia and today we're going to be doing a spoiler, non-spoiler, compared with a movie review of Ready Player One by Ernest Cline. Ready Player One is about this kid named Wade who likes to go play video games all day basically. So he is going to this world called the Oasis, which is this like virtual reality world created by James Halliday. James Halliday, when he died, created this like Easter egg hunt basically to find 3 keys, and whoever finds all 3 keys and unlocks all 3 gates gets control of the entire Oasis. So that's the plot of the book, and then it's Wade's journey as he's doing that. So I will be doing a non-spoiler review, which is kind of just me saying my thoughts on it really, and then a spoiler review, and then I'm going to compare it with the movie, which I actually saw first instead of the book, which I don't normally do it, but I thought I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea why I watched the movie first, but I read the book finally. Book is better. Book is always better. And with that said, let's get started. And now for the non-spoiler review portion of this video, which I did say I was doing like a minute ago, but it's fine, whatever. So I really liked Ready Player One. I thought it was a great movie, and then I read the book. The book was way better, as I said previously. There was a lot more detail, and they like went into a lot more of like the background of like Wade's history, Halliday's history. It's a lot more interesting. The characters we got to see a lot more of, so it's more fun. And I really liked how we got to see more of the Oasis, and we got to see like how it was created, how Halliday had like his vision for it, and we got to kind of like go more in depth than the movie went. So that was nice. I really liked it. Overall, I gave Ready Player One a 9 out of 10 because that's how I do my scales. Because I don't give things 5 stars. I give it 9 out of 10. That's because I'm weird. The book was really consistent all the way through, which was super nice. Well, the movie, I'm comparing the movie already. That's not this time. The book was really nice because it was really consistent all the way through, and it kind of was like there was different like plot points that were all hit. It made sense as an overall book, as an overall. I don't know what I'm trying to say anymore. Yes, I really liked Ready Player One. I would recommend it if you like video games, if you like adventure stories. There's a little bit of romance, but it's not like overshadowing the actual plot, which I thought was really nice. I do recommend it to anyone who likes like video games, virtual reality, adventure. It was just a really fun like pop culture read. The 80s. If you like the 80s, you're gonna love this book. It's great. And now for the spoiler review portion of this video. If you haven't read Ready Player One, please skip this part or read the book and then come back and you can watch this review when you're done. If you have read it, the book, then you can stick around as I compare the movie from the book. And also just give a spoiler review of what I liked. I have my notebook down here of everything that I thought about the book, so that's why I'll be looking down. Let's get started. Firstly, the characters. For me, character work is a big part of how I read books. Like, I like to see character development, or at least like them realizing something about them, so that is character development. But like the characters, and I like to go in depth with who they are. If I can't connect with the characters, then I'm not going to enjoy the book as much. Most times I can't connect, but in certain cases you feel out of touch with them, and that doesn't help. Firstly, we have Wade Watts. Yes, it is Wade Watts. Getting confused with Wade Wilson. That's Deadpool. Wade's character was super interesting because he had really little regard for his like mental and physical health throughout most of the book. Like really all he was concerned with was the Oasis and finding the 3 keys, and he didn't really care about anything else. So that was kind of interesting to see, like that kind of like disregard for themselves and their health, and kind of this like self-destructive, not really self-destructive, but mostly kind of self-destructive like type person, but not in the Oasis. He cared so much about like the Oasis and about like the people in it, and he just didn't want the Sixers to get it. Like that was such like fascinating like character shift from his like real person to his like virtual person. That makes sense. I don't know. Avatar. His virtual avatar. There we go. I got it. I know what I'm talking about. So what I liked about Wade is that he really didn't seem to like, that he cared so much about like the things that he cared about, but he couldn't give like any care about like the real world and what was going on, versus the next character, Artemis, who if she had won the Oasis prize, then she would have used that money to like help fix the world, which was like super like different from Wade and how he would have used his money if he had won. I'm saying this like I don't know who the winner is, but this might be a spoiler review, but also I really don't like spoiling people. Her character was really interesting because you could tell that she was, or at least she was like trying to be a good person throughout most of it. Like if she had won, she would have used her money to like help like fix the world, which I already said, but she would have used it to like help fix the world, help get the world back to it. Whereas Wade probably would have just used the money to like buy himself a nice home. So there's that difference. Her morals were like in like the right place for like trying to win the Oasis, and she was like a really smart person. Like Wade was smart, Artemis was also very smart, and she was like a great role model for like young girls who are like, don't like just, she's a good role model just as a person. We should all look up to Artemis. Like that should just be our standing point. Next up we have H, who was an amazing character. They are one of my favorite characters just overall. I loved H in the movies. I know I'm going to keep referencing the movies because that was what I saw first, but I love them so much more in the book. Oh my gosh, H was my favorite. So H was kind of like a comic relief, but like not really, because they were really important. Like they were vital to the plot, which was like this fun like balance of like, yes, they're meant to be somewhat of a comic relief, but then they're also, the plot probably couldn't proceed if it wasn't for them. So that was like a nice balance that I could see Ernest Cline kind of like balancing his character. And it's a great, and they're also a great model. Wade is not a great role model because he doesn't spend any time on his mental or physical health. Both H and Artemis, I'm pretty sure, do. They're very great and love them both. So I think that's all the characters. I absolutely hated all of the Sixers with a passion, and I don't even know any of them, so I hated all of them. I think it was Dado and Shoto, the 4th and 5th placers. They were pretty great, but we didn't really know much about them, so I didn't really feel like I could speak on them. But yeah, I think I got all the characters. Next up, I'm going to be talking about the plot, which I thought was great, but I don't really have any notes on this one. My notes were pretty consistent all the way through, and I couldn't see many problems with it. So that's really all I had on the plot. I really liked it. It was really creative, and it like made sense, and I didn't really feel like it was like kind of like thrown into it, or it was like you know in Beauty and the Beast when she sings her song about going through the village at the very start, and she's all like, same old town, it's a quiet village every day like the one before. And I'm kind of always left wondering, like, does she do that every day? But with like Ready Player One, and that was a weird connection to make, but I swear I'm going somewhere with this. Ready Player One, it kind of felt like it didn't just like happen all of a sudden, and it wasn't kind of just like this thing that helps get the book moving forward. It felt like there was like enough time between like the start of the book and when the action actually started that it made sense, and it didn't feel like, it felt like someone was like recording like actual true life events rather than someone was writing a book and kind of just throwing their characters into the first like dangerous thing that they can think of. So that was really nice, and that like doesn't always feel like that's something, but it kind of feels like a lot of the times it's just like you're throwing your characters into like danger. Any writers out there will know exactly what I'm talking about, but I feel like also readers probably too. Yeah, I feel like everyone knows what I'm talking about, kind of. At least like a little bit. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about, but this time I feel like what I'm talking about makes sense. Anyway, we're gonna move on because I think I'm rambling now. Sorry, I'm gonna flip the page in my notes. Next up is world building. Oh my gosh. I really want to live in the Oasis because that sounds awesome. Like, I totally understand Wade at this point where he was like, I don't want to go back to the real world because his real world like sucks. Like they're living like trailer stacks. I'm just gonna stack trailers. Like, how do you build that also? How do you build trailer stacks? Do you like have like a crane? Do you like lift the trailer up and you like stack it on top? How is that safe? How is that safe? That's not what I'm talking about here, but also like, does that pass safety like measures? Is it? I don't know, but not what I'm talking about. The Oasis is great. It's creative. It's amazing. I want to live there. There were so many pop culture references. I'm going back to this point. Yes. There were so many pop culture references in the book. It was amazing to like figure out like if I actually knew what it was talking about or if I didn't. So I'm not a very big 80s person. I like the 2000s just fine. If you're watching this in the future, 2000s were great, 80s were pretty good. So yeah, if you are from the future, please comment what the future's like. I want to know. I probably will know if I manage to live that long. Anyways, the Oasis was super creative, and I love that the description that we got for it was that it looked like a Rubik's Cube from far away, which was super fun as someone who is terrible at Rubik's Cubes but loves trying to solve them. All the Oasis like tech and like the backstory and like how it all kind of fit together really made sense more than I think it did in the movies. I really I'm going back to this. I think I've said this. I'm like a broken record, but I really want to live in the Oasis. Like, I just want it to be real, and I want to be able to go there, and I want to be able to travel in an X-Wing very badly. So that's where I'm at with world building. I thought it was really good though, and I thought Ernest Cline did a great job like describing everything, because I could really like picture like where Wade was. Wow, that was a sentence. I could really picture where he was in the Oasis and like what the world looked like around him. Like for when they went to like old video games that I didn't really know, like they managed to describe it well enough that I could like at least have like a mental picture like in my head. That's what a mental picture is. Anyways, world building was great. Loved it. Want to live in the Oasis. And lastly, the last segment I'm going to do today is I'm going to compare it with the movie, which I have kind of been doing throughout this entire review. So, compared with the movie, the book is just 10 out. It's stellar. The movie was so, like, it just didn't have any detail whatsoever. Like, there wasn't, like, the exciting backstories. We didn't really see much. It didn't make sense. It wasn't consistent. I have a list of inconsistencies on my notepad of the differences between the movie. It's very long, if you couldn't see, or if it wasn't focused, but it was long. I can read a little bit of it off right now. Wade's equipment at the start of the movie, because he had fancy equipment, even though he was very poor, which didn't make sense. They changed his age in the book, and from the book to the movie. Because of he changed his age. What about school? What did they do for school? I don't know. We don't know. The money system in the Oasis was never explained. Like, how is Wade that rich if he was super poor at the beginning of the book? Like, you know, that's like a big shift that you don't really need to have. And then, oh my god, this was the biggest one. They changed all of the quests for the geeks. Like, all of the ones that they had in the book were changed for the movie. Pretty sure all of them. Most of them. I'm pretty sure there was no Shining House of Blood in the book. Because I read it, and I remember that, because I've also read The Shining. Yeah, where Wade got the money to purchase all of his stuff. Because he's poor. Like, that's very clear in the book, but not so clear in the movie. That's not really all of my thoughts on this. This wasn't a very long video, because I didn't really have any problems with Ready Player One. I had a lot of problems with the movie, but that will be a different video, maybe. If you want that video, just comment down below. So that's really it. And that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe down below. Comment if you've read Ready Player One, or if you haven't, what you're, like, if you are going to read it. If you have read it, what were your thoughts on it? Did you agree, disagree with what I said? I'm Amelia. I make videos every Sunday. Have a great day.